Hello? All right, let's take our seats. Wrap up conversations, phones away. I might not even be talking to just the teens right now. But, all right, everybody, thank you for joining us. This is YOU Boston's end of summer celebration event. We are really here to celebrate all the young people that participated in our jobs program. We started right around the 4th of July, and we'll be done tomorrow. So everyone, we're not done yet. We're almost there, so hold it tight for today. I want to thank City Year for hosting us. This is a beautiful space. This is my 8th summer here, so I've been to plenty different venues doing this event, and this is one of the most beautiful venues that we've had, and I appreciate them hosting us. City Year not only opens doors to our young people, but they also have given us many summertime supervisors over the years. So their alumni and their graduates work with young people as our supervisors. So I appreciate the relationship with City Year. Today in the room, I'm blown away by the amount of support we've received from city officials, valued partners, both employment work sites and also resources for our teenagers. It really just shows the amazing work that YOU Boston has been doing for the last, well, for my 8 years, but for many years before I've been here. So I appreciate everyone coming to support our teenagers, and I appreciate the young people themselves as well. Thank you to Trin Wynn for also coming today and showing her support. I'm glad to see you here, and without further ado, I'm going to kick it off to my coworker Carlos, and he's going to tell you a little bit more about the work teams this summer, and then introduce our first guest speaker.
Good morning. How's everybody doing? Good? I need a little more energy, guys. All right, there we go. So my name's Carlos Barbosa. I'm a case manager at YOU Boston. This is my 4th summer here. This event is always one of my proudest moments at YOU, just seeing people together, showing love, showing excellence, appreciating all the hard work that you guys have done. So for me, this is a sad moment as well because the summer's ending, and then we have to go back to adjusting our programming for the fall, and hopefully we get to work with a lot of you guys, either in IPs or just private sector search or just with case management services. So I'm usually the low-key guy at the office, not really the speaker or anything else like that, so I'm a little nervous, but just bear with me a little bit. So this summer we had partners host our youth for over 9,000 hours. Our team sites included the DCR in Framingham, MIP, the Marine Industrial Park in Southie, Boston Schoolyard Initiative all throughout Boston neighborhoods such as Rosendale, Hyde Park, East Boston, Charlestown, and South Boston. They assisted in an organic farm in Canton, the Mass Horticultural Society in Wellesley, and Charlestown Navy Yard. And I had the pleasure of going around to each, not all the sites, but most of the sites, and kind of just work alongside and just see the excellent work that you guys have been doing, especially in Framingham, the Canton farm. It's a lot of hard work. It's hot. I used to be a supervisor as well, just being out there 5 hours a day, just picking weeds and all that. But, it shows that, you guys are committed to this organization. We definitely appreciate that. So with that, I just want to give, a round of applause to the partners, supervisors, and the youth. So our first speaker, Mayor Marty Walsh, has been a staunch supporter of YOU Boston for years. His involvement within our program can be seen within our many initiatives, which not only lead to jobs, but careers for countless young adults within our most underserved communities. Staff at YOU Boston feel the support of our mayor and the work that we do. He believes in our teens because he grew up in the same neighborhoods and understands that we all need a helping hand. We look forward to working with him tightly in the upcoming year. And 2 years ago, I had the pleasure of meeting the mayor. It was a brief encounter. He was coming out the elevator, and then he was walking out, and he just shook my hand. And it was a proud moment for me, just him kind of congratulating me for the work that I've been doing. So today, it's definitely an honor to welcome our Mayor, Marty Walsh.
Thank you. I want to thank Carlos for that introduction. Thanks, Jonathan. I want to thank all the staff at YOU for the great work you do. You guys do amazing work. I want to give a shout out to Trin as well, Trin Wynn, who loves helping people, and that's her job. Yeah, that's not her job, but that's what she does in her job. And she'll do anything she can to make sure young people have opportunities for success. She believes in second chances like I do. She believes in third chances like I do. She believes in fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, whatever, however many times it takes to help somebody. I want to thank her for her great work. I want to thank Marty Martinez, Chief of Health and Human Services, as well, for his great work. I want to thank Danny Mulhern from DA Rawlings' office for being here. And Danny used to work for the city, and then he left me and went over there, and I'm not taking him back, so he's stuck over there now, so it's all right. How's everyone doing today? You look wicked serious. Like, are you really that serious, everyone? Is that like that's serious? Like, did you work this summer? Anyone have fun working this summer? Raise your hand if you had fun. Anyone have fun cashing your check this summer? When you made some money? All right, that's what matters. Anyone learn anything, new experiences you had no idea about before this summer? You had a new experience? Great. One new experience? That's all? One person got new experiences? Everyone excited about going back to school? Who's excited about going back to school? Well, we got 3, 4, 5 people. All right, nice. That's good. That's good. Let me first of all, this is an amazing program that we have in the city of Boston. It's an amazing program because the young people that come into this program are dedicated, committed. And a lot of the young people that come into this program sometimes, as a young person, as an older person, you have challenges at home, you have challenges in the street, you have challenges in your own family. And sometimes when you leave those places, you come to work and you're kind of doing your thing and you work with people that love you and care about you. That's why I love this program, because you get an opportunity to see things that you might not have otherwise seen. Boston kids, sometimes we're very kind of parochial. We stay in our neighborhoods. We stay in our corners. We don't like venture out to another neighborhood that often, except maybe to go to school. We stay where we're comfortable. And some of the kids that, when you worked in other parts of the state, you came across kids that, they experience life, they go on trips and all this stuff, and we generally stay in the same area. I grew up in Dorchester. I grew up in Taft Street, and my life was like 3 blocks. To the left, it was a little house, 3 blocks. It was across the street to the Ryan Playground. It was a triangle. That was my life. Little house, Ryan Playground, my house. Little house, Ryan Playground, my house. And we didn't really venture out beyond those borders because we just didn't. First of all, we'd be fighting with other people when we left back in the day. But it was one of those places we felt comfortable. And I think that sometimes we don't get opportunities that we really deserve to get to see what the world is all about. And all of you that are part of this summer, that did while you worked this summer, you have opportunities to, when you go back to school, to really think about what the next step is for you. I was talking to some graduates yesterday. I was talking to some kids that interned in City Hall that are college kids. And what I said to them, life is a bunch of snapshots. It makes a story. And the snapshot is when you're little, your snapshot of your life is there, and everyone likes that period of when you, as far back as you can remember, to about 10 years old, it was fun because you played with figures and you hung out and you did nothing. Everyone was kind of nice and easy back then. And then you get a pre-teen and you're kind of in that awkward stage. You don't know what you do. You're not a teenager yet and you're not a kid, and you're in that area that you want respect. Then you get to high school, and that area of high school is another snapshot in your life. And there's an opportunity in that snapshot to do whatever you do. And then when you go to college, you have a snapshot of your life in college, and when you go to college, you have an opportunity to do something in your life. And then whatever you do in life after that, it's another snapshot. But what it is, it's a life. So if my life is, my snapshot was when I was a kid, when I was in high school. I wasn't a good student. I didn't like it. I didn't like school at all. This time of year, I dreaded this time of year. As a matter of fact, sometimes I feel really bad for you guys. I'm like, oh man, I remember it was September. I'm like, I don't want to go to school. That was a snapshot. Went to college, but I love working. I always had a job. I always worked. I worked hard because I loved paychecks. I love getting paid. I like buying sneakers and stuff I didn't need. And then I went to college, and I quit school. I dropped out of college, and that was a snapshot. I went to college for a semester and a half, and I thought to myself, well, I wanted to work construction, so I left, wanted to work construction, and that's another snapshot. People told me that I wouldn't go back to school, and I said, I'm going to go back to school, but in my head, I'm thinking, I'll probably never go back to school. How am I going to justify this to the people that said I'll never go back to school, because I don't want to look as a failure. And then I had my drinking snapshot, which was fun in the beginning, turned really bad, and very sad at the end. And then I have a snapshot of going into detox, because I'm an alcoholic. And then I have a snapshot after that of running for office, as state representative, and winning, and going back to college. And I have a snapshot of getting a college degree at Boston College, going nights and working days. did I have a snapshot of being mayor? And that snapshot every day changes. And I think about that. When I say snapshot, it's life is a day at a time. Life is what you can do in that particular moment, but it makes up a whole story. So if you look at my story looks great in the beginning. In the middle, the story's kind of blurry because it's like, what happened? And then the story in the second half, my story's great right now. I have challenges. We all have challenges. Last week was a very sad week for me as a mayor. But you have to overcome these things and move forward. And you think about the mistakes I made. I look at the mistakes that I made, whether it was getting arrested, whether it was being a blackout, whether it was putting myself in situations I shouldn't have put myself into. Would I be here today as the mayor talking to you guys and ladies if I didn't have that opportunity? Your life is full of snapshots. But you have an opportunity to really do something special with your life. You have an opportunity to take your life into a direction that you want it to go. You have an opportunity to do what you love to do as work and whatever you want to do. You have an opportunity to really do that. This program this year is up 15% from last year, 105 kids. 59 of you did community service projects to help our city. What you did is you helped whatever community service project you did. Give me who did work community service projects? Somebody in this room worked community service projects. What did you do in the city? Anyone do it? Cradles to Crayons. What did you do this summer? You bagged up backpacks and stuff? Was it backpacks? Clothes? And what were they for? Yeah. So you helped a family you don't even know. You helped a little kid that's probably homeless right now, that is wearing clothes that might be second, third, fourth hand-me-downs, and you help them to be able to put on a new shirt or new pair of jeans or a new pair of whatever, flip-flops, socks, whatever it is you did. You helped that family, not even realizing you helped the homeless family. What's another service project? What'd you do? What'd you do this summer? What'd you work? Framingham. What'd you do? At the farm? What would you do at Framingham? Build picnic tables. What were they for? In Framingham? Oh, National Park? So you help people, families that are gonna go out, that can't go to fancy restaurants, that might wanna have a picnic in a park and brought some joy to their family's face. All the things you did something that helped other people this year. Think about that for a minute. It wasn't work. It was work, obviously, but it was work for someone else. That's something that's really important. 48 internships, learning skills to build to the future. Who did internship? Internship. What'd you do? Right there. Yeah. What'd you do? Say it. What'd you do? What'd you do this summer? In the farm. Who didn't work on the farm? If you didn't work on the farm, raise your hand. All right, third row, right there. What'd you do? Landscaper. Where'd you landscape? Was it fun? Are they clean? Am I gonna get in trouble opening day saying the landscape is terrible? All right. So you did work that helped other people. All that stuff is really important. 81% retention rate, meaning 81%. 19% of the young people that started this program left. Do you think they had a good summer? They hung on the couch, they played Xbox or whatever they did, they hung in the corner, they didn't earn any money. Do you think they regret, maybe some of them might regret, we should have stayed? It's an opportunity. So you all had an opportunity, you took advantage of the opportunity. I want to congratulate you for that. This stuff is important, what you're doing here. How many of you are in high school? Raise your hand if you're in high school. What, any seniors? Raise your hand, seniors. Where are you going to college next year? Where do you want to go? Be you. Where else? Give me another college. Over here, there's a college hand up. Senior. Who's a senior over here? I saw a hand up there. Where do you want to go to college? Construction after high school. Over here. Give me a hand. Somebody tell me where you want to go to college. BC. Go Eagles. Anyone else? Any college students here? Where do you go to school? You looking forward to going back in September? It's fun, right? Different than high school? Any other college students here? Where are you going? Bunker Hill. It's fun, isn't it? Different than high school? Different learning, different experiences? You have opportunities with those opportunities. It's completely different. But you have to keep your mind focused on it. You keep moving forward. What you did this summer, you're part of the 81% that stayed. The 19% dropped. Just like high school. There's a percentage that drops every year. 10%, 15%, they drop. When they drop, the options are gone. The options for construction are gone when you drop out of high school, because when you go work in the construction field, you need to have a high school diploma. And you have to be able to read, you have to be able to understand how you move forward. You need to be able to work with people and understand how it works. When you go to college, same thing. There's opportunities here. So I didn't really come in to preach to you, I'm sorry if I did. I just want to say I'm very proud of this program. I want to thank the staff, I want to thank the young people. How many of you have a dream that you want to do when you graduate high school, college? Who wants to do something? Tell me what you want to do when you I'm going to pick you out if you don't. What do you want to do in like 5 years? If you could pick anything, you could say to me anything you want, anything. What would it be? Work, okay. That's a good one. Who else? You, right there, young lady. Yeah. What would you do? Pre-med. That's a good one. Who else? Who else? Give me an idea. Right here. Yeah, right there. Give me an idea. Come on. Construction? When I was in high school, I had an idea. I wanted to be in politics. Like, no one has an idea what they want to do. What do you want to do?
I want to become an actor.
An actor. I like it. Who else? Who else? Give me an idea. I'm going to come back to you. Anything. Just make something up. Yeah. Make music. Football player. 2 people behind you. The young lady hiding that she doesn't want me to pick. What do you want to do? You got to tell me. You can try, when you turn around, I'm going to still be here. Come on, give me something. Be a nurse. All of this stuff. All of the professions that were given to me, just said, can happen. They can happen. I have a friend of mine who worked for the city of Boston in neighborhood services. He quit his job one day and he says, I want to go to Hollywood. I want to become an actor. I thought he was out of his mind. His name is Kevin Chapman and he's on TV shows today. I have friends of mine that said they're going to be doctors and they went to pre-med and they became doctors. I have friends of mine that wanted to work construction that are now running construction companies. All of those things are obtainable. I have football. You say you want to be a football player? You got to work hard. You got to work hard. You never know. I just read a book about Julian Edelman. Right? Julian Edelman was a quarterback in college. He played NFL. First practice, he lined up on the line to receive, and Randy Moss had to show him, you're standing the wrong way. And he was the MVP of the Super Bowl last year. Think about that. So you got to dream. You got to dream. Don't be one of the 19%. It's easy to quit. It's easy to quit. Quit is quit. Quit is like, I quit, I'm out. That's easy to do. But you want to follow your dreams. It's hard to put your work in to follow your dreams. Everybody in this room who has a job or was working hard, who loves their job, they had to follow their dreams. I want to see you, all of you in this room, be successful. I want to see you run companies. I want to see you in public office. I want to see you write for the newspapers. I want to see you taking care of people. I want to see you all building buildings. I want to see you doing things. That's what you have to do. That's what this is all about. Why am I here today? I'm here today because I was asked to come, because I've come to this every single year. And every year I do a little bit of different speech, but at the end of the day, the message is the same. Whatever your dream is, and everyone in this room has a dream, even you said, I don't know what you want to do yet. You might not know this second, but you know in your head kind of what you like to do down the road. You might want to drive a nice car, you might want to live in a nice house, you might want to have a pool in your backyard, you might want to, chill out, you might want to do whatever, but you have to work to get there. You have to follow what's going to get me to that goal. You follow your dreams. Follow your dreams. Last message I'm going to say, you talked about being an alcoholic. I didn't wake up one day and I was an alcoholic. I woke up one day and I went to a party, and I drank a beer, and I drank 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and I spilt about 6 of them. And then over time, I built up, I liked it, thought it was fun. And over time, that drinking fun thing turned into a disaster thing because I was blacking out, which means I didn't know what was going on. I was doing things I never would have done when I wasn't drinking. It's called progression. And that drinking took me to a detox. And that detox took me to a place I didn't want to be. I was in a place with drug addicts and alcoholics. I wasn't that. I had a plan. My plan was shot. It was gone. And I realized in that program, I didn't go there to stop drinking. I went there so people would say to me, oh, you're a great guy. You got help for your problem. I didn't go there. That's when I went there. I didn't go there to stop drinking. But when I got there, I listened to somebody. Somebody said something. I'm like, oh, wait a second. He said something I understand. And then when I got out, I did what I was supposed to do, what they told me to do. And then I was running for mayor. Running for state rep a year and a half later. The reason why I bring that up to you, if you're smoking weed, that one joint leads to a second, third, fourth, fifth one. That one pill leads to a needle. That needle and that pill and that bottle leads to a death, incarceration. It leads somewhere. You have opportunities to change all that. If you have friends that are struggling, talk to somebody. Talk to them and talk to somebody else. If you're struggling, and you're like, I'm struggling, I don't know what I want to do, you might have seen it in your kitchen, you might have seen it in your house, you might have said, I'm never going to do what I experienced myself because I said that, and you're doing the same thing, nip it in the butt right now. Talk to one of the YOU folks that are here, talk to one of the people in this room, grab me, grab somebody in this room, grab my friend Darius right here, who has an amazing story. He's my friend. I've known him for a long time. His story's crazy. We have two different stories. They're both kind of nuts. But today we love each other, and we love the people we work with every day. So don't be afraid to reach out to people, because you see the impacts of drug and addiction, what it means to people. Everyone drives by in Boston, you know where Milnina and Mass is. You see the people out there. Do you think they woke up one day and said, I want to spend the rest of my life putting a needle in my arm, sleeping on the sidewalk? Do you think they did that? Do you think any one of them said, this is my goal in life, to be an addict or an alcoholic? It wasn't my goal. So just make sure as you move forward here, as you think about what your future is, think about what you're doing. If you're caught up in stuff that's nonsense on the street, think about it. Talk to somebody. Say, listen, I think I made some bad decisions. I made bad decisions. I'm standing in front of you today as the mayor of Boston. I made bad decisions. I made really bad decisions. But I always had somebody around me that I could talk to. And at first I didn't want to talk to them. I'm not going to talk to them. They don't know anything about me. But just reach out. Thank you for working this summer. Hope you had a good day. Hope everyone smiles a little more as the day goes on. It's beautiful out. All right? And I'm done talking. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mayor. There was a lot of really important, vital messages in that. I feel special because I got one very specifically for me, and it's that I don't have to lean over the microphone like this. So thank you for that. So next I will call up one of our valued partners, Danielle Drummond. We wouldn't have the same summer had Mass Mentoring and Danielle not been a vital part of what we did. Again, I've been at YOU Boston for a bunch of summers. What we really tried to do this year was go outside the work sites and give young people experiences around expanding their minds a little bit, and the workshops with Danielle were certainly those. So, Danielle?
Good morning, everyone. All right. So first, I want to bring you greetings from our executive director, Lily Mendez. Unfortunately, she was unable to make it this morning, but she wanted to send her congratulations to the young people, as well as a heartfelt thank you to all of our partners in this work. So over the summer, we were privileged to be able to be partnered with YOU Boston, the City of Boston, as well as the My Brother Keeper initiative. And it was through an Obama Foundation grant that really asked us to think about how we could layer mentoring on top of the services that YOU Boston was already providing for young people. So throughout the summer, we conducted a series of workshops. We talked with our young people about the role that mentoring could play in their life. We talked with them about what are the potential gaps and where they might need support. We also talked with them about the strengths that they would bring to those relationships and the things that they already carry with them that would help them to be able to navigate their challenges. We also talked with them about the importance of cultivating a really important social network, right? And social capital, and how that helps us move throughout the world. During that time, as young people do, they challenged me, and they forced me to think deeper and to think about, they said, listen, miss, advice is great, a mentor is great, but I need a mentor and I need advice that's rooted in my reality. I need advice from somebody who can actually understand what I'm going through. And I need advice from somebody who can actually then help me figure out the challenges and the way to navigate those challenges. But that has to be rooted in reality, right? And so while I know and I try to believe that I am a really great workshop presenter and that I leave lots of pearls of wisdom, I really understand that the most impactful time that I spent with the young people this summer was a time when I had community members come in and to share their stories. That was really the time that I got to see the young people come alive. And that was a time when young people were able to start to see themselves in the future, right? The potential of what could be. So I watched as people from the Office of Health and Human Services came in, volunteered their time. I watched as case managers from YOU came in from one work site or another, came in from meeting with other students and came into that space to share with the young people. I watched as regular community members who I called up who work at other organizations or who just work at a regular company decided to spend time in their day to come and to sit with our young people and to share with them. That time was incredibly impactful for our young people as they afterwards shared a lot with their supervisors in terms of how stories that they shared with them touched them and impacted their life. They were able to see that people who walked in their same neighborhoods, went to their same schools, navigated the same challenges and struggles as they had been successful. And that impact cannot be overstated. I'm so incredibly grateful to those people, those mentors in our community who spent that time with our young people. It was incredibly powerful to be able to see you there and also to see that the young people stayed connected with you afterwards. I can't tell you how many of the young people took numbers down and made sure that they connected with these folks who could, at another point in their life, be a mentor to them. I want to just take time also to thank the YOU staff members. Your commitment, your passion, your energy, your positive energy that you brought into the space every day, we would not have been able to conduct any of those workshops without that level of support. There were many days when it was hot. We had difficult times on the work site, right? But we still came in, and those supervisors brought an energy to that room. They brought a positivity to the young people, and they continued to motivate them in that space. And that was incredibly inspiring for us to see. To my young people, I just want to say thank you. You are a joy. I enjoyed you so very much. It was such a pleasure to be with you during those times that we met. I just want to remind you of what we talked about in our sessions, which is that you are not going to wake up every day and feel motivated and ready to go, right? There are going to be days when you wake up and you're tired. There are going to be days when you wake up and all of the challenges of life are going to feel overburdensome and they're going to be on your mind and you're going to feel like you just don't want to do it. But in those moments, I hope that you realize that life still demands of us that we show up and that we be our best self. And it still demands of you that you be great. So in those moments, how do we find the motivation to keep ourselves moving when we don't want to get up and go to school, when we don't want to get up and go to work? Well, I can tell you that you found it this summer. I'm so proud of each and every one of you for finding that motivation and for putting yourselves every single day in a space to learn and to grow. A part of the way that we find that motivation is by reaching into our mentors, right? The people in our space who anchor us, the people in our space who can remind us of who we are and what we're capable of, the people in our space who can share their stories with us and help us to remember and to realize that we are not the sum of our mistakes, right? And that there's always an opportunity to do better. I want to just leave us to think about the fact that I want all of us in this room to think about this as a call to action, to mentor, looking at the impact that folks in the community can have on young people, looking at the fact that our young people are excited about connecting with adults in their space. We all have stories that we can share with our young people, and we all have pearls of wisdom that we can leave them with. Our young people are asking for this. Our young people need us. And there's tons of organizations in this room. There are tons of community members in this room. And I know that for many of us, this is not just a job. I can say that I've seen several of our young people all over the city since I've conducted those workshops. This is not something that you leave from 9 to 5. These are our young people who are in our city growing every single day. and they need our love and support consistently. So I want to thank all of our partners for making this an incredibly productive summer. I want to thank our young people for bringing that 50%. We talked about 50-50. We'll bring the curriculum, but you've got to bring that energy and you've got to participate. That's exactly what you did, and that's why you were able to make it here today. We're so very proud of you, and we look forward to seeing what you're going to do in the future.
Thank you very much, Danielle. Again, walking into this room, seeing all the different agencies that are here to support us, College Bound Dorchester is here, the Boston Building Trades are here, Boston Public Schools, Suffolk Bay House of Corrections, and plenty more that I haven't named. But we had to pick one to give a special award to for this summer celebration. I couldn't think of anyone more deserving of this. He's sitting up front with us now. But Rasan Peters works for Brigham and Women's. Go ahead. Rasan not only provides young people support, brings young people to our doors, but he just helps us as a program just function and do our job better. 2019, although he's been with us for many years, I've never felt his presence stronger this year, and I couldn't be more thankful for who he is as a person and how he's made WOW U better. So, Rasan.
You. First and foremost, I want to say thank you. Thank you for the award and even being thought of in that light. So thank you. That means a lot. I'll begin to start off how I first connected with YLU Boston. It was maybe 6 to 7 years ago when I was a BCYF street worker. I worked in various neighborhoods such as Roxbury, South End, and Dorchester. I utilized and built a relationship with many of the staff by sending referrals to YLU that needed and wanted employment, education opportunities, and also needed some court advocacy. I will politely bug staff such as J. Mac or Pat, constantly checking in on my youth that I referred, just to make sure that they was on point and that the communication between staff and referral was straight. Through this relationship, I was exposed to Operation Exit, which was a great opportunity for some of my clients to get work in the city, especially in the construction field, and Brigham's has been a part of that for the last 4 cycles. I'm going to fast forward to maybe 4 years ago when I became a violence recovery advocate at Brigham and Women's Hospital. I work with patients and families that experience community violence such as assault, stabbing, shootings, and even homicides. I'm very humble going to work and leaving, also very appreciative of the encounters that I make at the hospital. I meet patients and families sometimes on a bad day, sometimes on the worst days of their lives. For me, it's an opportunity to add value through difficult times. Over the past 4 years, YLU Boston has Brigham's VRP program as a priority, and I especially appreciate the response of a referral when I send it to you guys. YLU staff will reach out to clients within 48 hours and will meet clients where they're at, whether it's in the office, in the school, in the community centers, even in the hood. So I want to thank Pat and thank certain staff for that. YLU staff has visited myself and patients even at the hospital, ensuring them that they will be supported in any capacity when discharged. Brigham's medical staff has a chance to interact with a lot of them on YLU staff and lets them know that they're valued here and they think the world of them. YLU Boston has supported BWH community referrals in all aspects. I want to give a special shout out to a lot of the staff: Christian, J. Mac, Azon, Ruby, Malik, Pat, Shirley, Mallory, Carlos, Juwan, anybody else that I've missed. Some of the BCYF street workers that have helped out with this: Maria, Dennis, Meeks, Jamal, and a big shout out to my man Ricky Grant, Devin Edwards, and my director Josh McNeil, and also the Louis D. Brown Peace Institute. And last but not least, I want to thank the young adults and the families who have put trust and confidence in me to connect them with YLU or other resources and opportunities. Also, those that asked for that opportunity and was ready when YLU reached out. Please, my last thing I'm going to leave y'all with, please watch out for the distractions and remember that you're always being watched and people are counting on you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Rasan. Appreciate you. All right, we're getting towards the end here, but we talked a little bit about our stats earlier, and I really look over the teams more than the internships, but the internships were the highest number that they've ever been at YOU Boston, and this staff member I'm asking to come up is the reason why, and I appreciate him, so Christian Rivera.
So, good morning, good afternoon, guys. Thank you all really for being here. I was gonna write something down. I'm like, let me just let this accent just go with the flow. All right. I really want to thank you. Honestly, I see so many familiar faces that for me, it really made me feel really good about what I'm doing. People that inspire me, people that, thanks to them, I'm here doing what I'm doing. So I really want to give some special shout outs because I don't want to forget about this. I do want to mention Freddie Velez. This guy is being more than a friend. That's my brother over there. And that's really the reason. Everywhere I go, I said it and I won't stop saying it. I'm doing what I'm doing because he put me in this position and he believed in me. He gave me an opportunity knowing that I need help. I was a youth at risk too. I am from Bayamón, Puerto Rico. I would never forget, to mention that. And it was not easy. We didn't have a program like this, guys. Every time I talk to you, I let you know the same thing. Mayor Walsh, thank you for having a program like this. Trent, for just having this program alive. Jonathan, just being the leader now. Rick Grant, Kim, I think I saw Kim somewhere around here. I see Cedric Rocker. I see so many staff that passed through YOU that honestly, I'm really happy to see all you guys here. It means a lot. I was surprised when Jonathan told me you're gonna stay in the front. I'm like, you're crazy with this accent. You're gonna ask me to talk, Guys, at the beginning, I was so afraid to stand in front of so many people. Now it's not that I don't care. You know who's Christian. That's what I do. I just try to get, my job is to get it done. They asked me to do things. They asked me to get 35 interns working this summer. I knew we needed more. I placed 43 kids working this summer in different places. And the best part of everything was the young people. That's the part that I really enjoyed the most. You guys make the difference. All I ask you to do, you guys got it done. I ask you to do the curriculum. I'm sorry, it's needed. Everybody got it done. I ask you guys to come every day to work, get the work done. You guys were there. I never missed a check. I think everybody got paid on time, right? Guys, YOU is all love. This is a family. I don't know if you guys understand. This is really a family. It's people here that they're so important right now in the city, and they put this on the calendar to be here. So I want to thank all of you. I wish I could mention all my partners, but from Lena Park, Warren Jr., BCYF, Boys and Girls Club, South Bay, House, everybody's in here. I want to say thank you for taking your time and being here, honestly. YOU staff, you guys are amazing. Thank you for being you. We are here with the mayor today, but yesterday we were ourselves displaying in that court. We're not gonna go to the basketball. I have my fun. I'm not going to age, but it's been so long since I don't have fun like that. Honestly, I feel really tired, but you guys make that. You guys really have staff having fun when we got you working all summer. So I want to thank you guys for that. Be safe. Make the right decision. Stay out of trouble. And always remember that at 7 Palmer Street is YOU, always with the door opens for you, okay? Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks for this. Thank you, J-Mac. Thank you, everybody, again. And thank you guys for your time, really, and for being here, okay?
Dang, I'm really glad you didn't write anything down, because that crushed. Good job, Christian. The last speaker, before we wrap up, is probably the most important one. It's always my favorite when a young person is able to work up the courage to come up here and speak in front of all these people. Jonathan, of course, I remembered his name because it's the same as mine, but I appreciate you doing this, so come on up, man. Sure.
Good afternoon. My name is Jonathan Edmore. I'm 15 years old and I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. I currently live in Dorchester with my mom and my 2 sisters. And in the fall, I'll be a sophomore at ACC, another course of college, in Hyde Park. This summer, I had the privilege of working my first job at YOU Boston. I was working at Framingham DCR worksite at the Cowichuit State Park. Our job for the summer was to help build handicap-accessible picnic tables for the park. Prior to working this summer, I didn't know anything about building picnic tables. Once I found out this would be our job, I was eager to learn. I was on a team with 7 other coworkers, and we all had different jobs. My job was to operate the table saw, so I can cut different pieces of the wood that was needed, from tabletops and leg pieces to cross beams and benches to sit. Other than learning how to build tables, I've learned several soft skills that would help me in the workplace, high school, and college. For instance, I've learned how to be punctual. I've developed great communication skills and how to effectively be a part of a team. I want to give a huge shout out to my team for being there since day one. Trent and Antoine for building legs, Nathan and Terrell for assembling tabletops, and Trez for constructing it all together. I would also like to shout out Kevin from DCR for teaching us and allowing us to use his tools. He even let us personalize tables with our artistic expressions as a treat at the end. Because of the efforts of my team and guidance of Kevin, this was a fun summer because it was not boring and consistently kept me on my toes. Working at YOU, I've learned that you should always save your money because you can't tell the future, and saving money can help you on the road even if something goes wrong. I also learned that nothing is free in this world. You're gonna have to work for it and be committed. This has been a great first job, and I'm looking forward to continuing with YOU this fall. Thank you.
All right, everyone, thank you very much. And I'd like to thank City Councilor Anissa Savi-Joyce for joining us as well. Thank you very much. Before we continue here, what I'm going to do is give a shout out and recognize my staff. So YOU Boston, as stated earlier, our numbers keep going up. Number of young people that are placed, number of internships, and we're doing it with a little bit less staff. So everyone has been really busting their butts for the last year, and I want everyone that's a YOU staff member to just come up and stand to the left of the seats.